Hello there, and hello to you too. Back with the old intro, because the Spanish starters are done. Yes, I changed the intro, made it shorter, just to get that little bit in there. Anyway, point is, I'm back for new episodes of Pokemon The New Galore. No, Pokemon The Alternate Take. Sit down, get comfy, let's see what we'll make. Technically, though, this is being uploaded to the New Galore playlist again. And I will continue doing that until I move up to Calyrex Ice Rider. I believe that's the last Galarian Pokemon. And then it's just the alternate take from there. So, in today's episode, we will be redesigning Applin, a grass and dragon type Pokemon. And I will tell you its inspiration. But first, in the last episode, we redesigned the new Spanish starter region. The water starter Quaxley. Based on a Spanish region that could be called something like a Spaniel or Espanol. I don't know. Just imagine the Spaniel region or the Espanol region. I don't know though. Anyway, so first of all, let me go over the inspirations that make up Applin. So first of all, why specifically in Galore when apples can be found everywhere? And why is there a worm inside it other than the trope of a worm being inside an apple? So first of all, the apple inspiration is because it comes from Christianity. Now, while all religions exist somewhere in every country, I would say that the one that is most in Britain, considering the fact that I live here, specifically in the UK, is Christianity. And in that, you know the story of Adam and Eve, which doesn't make sense since humans apparently came from them when they had sons, no daughters, they had sons, and yet we came from those sons? Yeah, well, humans would have died off then. So that doesn't make sense, but anyway, as you can probably tell, I'm an atheist. Anyway, point is, so, of course, the forbidden fruit of knowledge, of course, God told Eve not to eat the apple, and then she did, because she was tempted by a snake. Adam bit it as well. God came back and they were like, "Oh, what the heck? I told you not to." And then they started blaming each other. He's like, "Oh no, the devil has spawned. The devil has spawned. I shall remove the legs of every snake in existence, just for the act of the devil who transformed into one." And then apparently the Adam's apple comes from the fact that Adam choked on the apple, which doesn't make sense. How would it genetically change the male's code? Anyway, the other inspiration of the worm in the apple comes from, I guess you could say, some sort of British dragon known as the lindworm, which is a subspecies of the worm, specifically coming from, I'm pretty sure, you know, the UK or Britain or something like that. Lindworms are a serpentine dragon that lives inside of mountains. So that's why it's inside the apple. Combining those two things together because they work so well. And worms, that being WYRM, seems like worms, who are usually depicted being inside of apples. So it all fits together nicely. So let's start off with the eyes. So I'm doing them very curved, just to give it some expression. And instead of making the leaves completely green, I will instead just make this bit here green. And then the eyes will be a completely different color. So these are eyes, which of course the color of the eyes I think should be obvious considering the fact that the Applin evolves into Flapple and Appleton, and their eyes are yellow. So instead of this being white or green, which it is in the original one, and I say white because, you know, eyeballs are usually white, but that's only for humans and some other animals, it's going to be yellow. Like, a lot of other animals, I'm pretty sure they have yellow eyes. Like, I'm pretty sure some species of birds may have those, you know, yellow eyeballs. And once I've done this isn't all I'm going to do with the head. you will be able to visibly see the head because of the way. I'll explain it in a bit, considering the fact that's the next one I'm going to do now. So, the apple. So, something I wanted to do is the fact that if you notice on the design of Applin, the pattern of it sort of looks like teeth. Sort of like there, if you think of those as sort of bottom jaw there and sort of teeth. So, the way I wanted to do this is what sort of, it's not a fruit, but, well, obviously an apple is, but like the thing I'm talking about. It's a vegetable, but how does it usually get depicted with mouths? Being carved at a specific spooky time. A pumpkin, of course, so I'm gonna carve a mouth. And that being visible, you will see the rest of the head through that. There we go. Now, of course, there are a lot of other things to do, like making this three-dimensional. Like that. So there we go, now that it's three-dimensional, I can add the head. Which there is an actual model in the game files of Sword and Shield that is Applin without the apple shell. I don't even know what to call it, so I'll call it an apple shell. Which I'm essentially just going to use that head because like there's not really that much to change as this isn't a vicious beast. Neither is Flapple or Appleton. Speaking of them, by the way, I will actually do separate Gmax forms for each of them. The only difference I'm going to change with this main part of the head is that I'm going to make the nostrils black. Because in the official model, their nostrils are pink. And nothing wrong with the colour pink. Because as you know, I added a lot of pink to the first two new Gen 9 starters when I redesigned them. It's just... And even then, I feel like the apple that Applin is actually in is more of a hot pink rather than... Well, rather than red. By the way, I'm just going to do a pattern there because to keep him with the normal Applin and to actually look like the bottom jaw of some sort of beast, of course, specifically being some sort of dragon there. Anyway, so what I've got left is the tail. Also, guys, if you think about it, worms and snakes are 90% tail. Boom. You guys probably already thought of that, but boom. Let's see there. Might as well just call that the end of the video because there we go, guys. That right there is the redesign of Applin for Pokemon the Alternate Take, of course originating from the games Pokemon Sword and Shield. This, despite a lot of the community hating it at first, this is actually kinda, it's not among the top 10. It's not among the top 10 of my favourite Pokemon from Sword and Shield because there are certainly a lot of better ones that I like more. However, it's not near the bottom. It's more like in the middle because I feel like the inspiration is good. I didn't even do research when I told you guys the inspiration. I was just like, okay, it's a British region. Most people are Christians. That must be the well, I did know it was based on a Lindworm. I remember researching that a while ago when the games first came out. That's all it told me. It didn't tell me anything about why it was inside an apple. So I just made that bit up. If that ends up being real, then that was 100% me. Anyway, see you guys next time for Flapple.